This video will cover question 11, which is an electrostatic question. So I have a number of candidates who didn't do very well here, and then I have a portion of you who simply leave it blank. But actually, electrostatic question is quite straightforward. It is about the movement of negative charge. That's it. Okay, so let's analyze this question, and in this video I'll be sharing with you how we approach this question. What is the thought process that is behind this? So first, let's recap on the context. I have two metal sphere. So when I see metal sphere, I will think of, okay, there are free electrons that can move around, suspended side by side using insulated thread. So it means what? It means that it is not earthed. Okay, that they are completely isolated. Then there is a glass of sheet. There's a sheet of glass. So this sheet of glass basically is telling you that this guy is an insulator. So what it does is that it prevents the free transfer of charges between A to B, even though that all of them are in contact. It is just like a layer that separates them. Then I have rod X and Y are both conductor. So again, conductor meaning that there's free electron flow. Okay, can be in, can be out, can flow in or can flow out. That are held by insulator. So again, this is simply telling you that the rod is not earthed. So they are completely isolated. Then after that, he says X is positively charged, which is already shown in the diagram. And then it touches sphere A. Okay. Rod Y is neutral. So this guy is neutral. And it touches sphere B, who is also neutral. So it says that after a moment, rod Y is removed by rod X. Well, okay, fine. So looking at this means that I have four bodies. The rod X, sphere A, sphere B, and then rod Y. You notice that I don't consider the glass as one body that I'm interested in, because I know that in this case the glass is just acting as a separator that prevent charges from flowing between A and B. Okay, you notice I use the word between, right, not in and out, because I do not know yet. My brain is not working to determine that yet. Okay, so let's look at the question. So here it says, state if any the charge on B after the rods are removed. Okay. So the rods will be removed. Rod Y first, followed by X. So quite easy. So I am going to focus on B. Okay. So when I'm analyzing things, right, I will just analyze what I need. So I'm just looking at Y and A. Okay, because it's on that side. So what will happen? Well, if you have a charged body over here, okay, let's call this step 1. If I have a charged body over here, what happens is that the negative charges will be induced on this side, and that will leave behind the positive charges like that. Okay, I'm looking at B and Y as one body because they are both conductor and they are touching. Okay, so what happens is that the electrons from Y will get transferred to B because they are attracted to X. You notice that I didn't talk about A at all, because in this entire system, the one who is charged at the beginning is rod X. This is my main cause. This is where the imbalance charges first started. So this is my main cause. The electrons is attracted to B due to rod X. So when that happened, then I can draw number 2. It says that rod Y is removed, right, before rod X, right? So when rod Y gets removed, it will look something like that. I have this rod X, then I have this and this, right? So what happened is that the negative charge are still trapped in B, and that I will have my positive charge that was left behind on Y. So when this happens, it will look something like that. Correct or not? So I will know that, okay, after the charges transfer from Y to B because they are attracted to X, then now Y suddenly gets separated from B. That means B actually will retain the negative charges that was transferred from Y to B, right? So B will have more negative charge. So I would know that my B will become negatively charged. So that's part A. Okay, let's look at part B. Part B I need to explain. I have just explained it, right? Using this diagram. So let's plan our answer. Okay, so like I said in my previous video, you need to learn how to plan, internalize it during your preparation time. That means at home or in school you plan, right? Until such a point that you are so familiarized with it that you internalize it in your mind, and then during exam, okay lah, then you don't plan. Okay, so please, when you are preparing, have the habit of planning. So I will plan. Okay, so this is my first, right? I need to say something like, okay, the main process here is I need to talk about this transfer, okay, and it is from Y to X. Okay, my negative charge transfer from Y to X. So I will say this is my 1. I need to say that. And this transfer is caused by this guy, right? Okay, so I will include that as well. Then after that, I need to explain, right? So I need to explain that there's a separation between your Y and B. And I would have to say that after it gets separated, the negative charge from Y will be retained in B, right? So then as a result, I will have the number of negative charges be more than the number of positive charges in B, right? So meaning that in my answer to my part B, I need to have these 5 points, right? So this is planning. How long it takes? I think it takes less than 1 minute if you look at the video timer. Okay, so once I have this planning done, what I need to do is to just turn these 5 points into complete sentences, right? First, I talk about NC transfer from Y to X. Okay, so I will talk about, so number 1, I will say something like, oh, the negative charge will be transferred from Y to B. Okay, notice I use the word transfer, okay, because it is not induced, it is completely going from Y to B, right? So once I have that, I need to state the main cause, right? Why the transfer happened. So I will just use my perfect simple English. This is because the negative charge in Y and B are attracted by rod X. Okay, and you see that I won't go and talk about like charge attract, unlike charge repel, because there's simply not enough answer line. So from after 1 and 2, I will need to say something like that. Separate Y and B. So I will say something like, oh, okay, when Y is separated from B, then what will happen? Oh, okay. Comma, the negative charge from Y will remain in B, right? Okay, so I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Oh, so last one is this. Okay, so I use my perfect English again. You see full stop, you see the green one, full stop already. Okay, so short one. So therefore there is more negative charge than positive charge in B, full stop, done. Do you notice that in my entire answer, I never talk about A? Because A doesn't appear in the whole process at all due to the glass sheet. The glass sheet prevented the negative charges from B to go to A, right? And A, I don't care, because A is not the main cause. The main cause is the rod X. So I have a huge number of candidates who go and talk about X and A, and then after that B to B and A, and then Y to B. It doesn't work that way in electrostatic. You need to be able to identify the main player in the process. So last part, when the glass sheet is removed, explain what will happen to the sphere. This is the part that you need to ask yourself. Okay, if now the glass is removed, B and A will either attract or repel. So I need to know what is the charge on A. And well, the charge on A, right, if now I analyze A, what will happen is that the electron will move from A to rod X, definitely, right? So meaning that my A will be positive. So if my A is positive, and now this glass sheet is being taken away, and my B basically is now negative, what will happen? They will attract, lor. Correct or not? So I have to describe and explain. I only have two answer lines. So I will use the shortest way to explain, right? Oh, they will attract. So I answer this, right? How to explain? Oh, because they are of opposite charge. So A is positively charged while B is negatively charged. Oh, I still have one answer line. Maybe I will add in the law to tell my marker that I understand. I can recall the law, right? So A is positive charge, B is negative charge. So therefore, unlike charge, okay, I have a huge amount of you that tell me that this is pole, and I have to mark you wrong. So unlike charge will attract. Full stop. Is it that difficult? Not really. Okay, the main difficulty that candidate face is they talk too much, and then after that they use words like induce at the wrong place. They try to explain this negative charge transfer from Y to X by saying that, oh, it is due to A. No, A is very weak. A is the consequence of X. So X is the main final boss. You need to be able to identify who is the boss. The boss here is rod X. Okay, your sphere A is basically is like a minion, right? It's a consequence of the charge transfer between A and X. So don't quote the minion, go for the boss. Okay, so that's about it. If you're still having some difficulty in electrostatic, do approach your teachers, because every year electrostatic come up. You need to be confident about it. You need to prepare until